All right, I want to make a quick video just talking about the latest news, which is OnlyFans is banning porn. Um, I just want to give my reaction and kind of give a summary of what's going on. So the summary is that OnlyFans is banning porn, which is just one of the dumbest things ever. Um, so the reason why they want to ban porn, and by the way, they're not banning porn, like it's saying it's kicking off porn, but actually what they're saying is they're banning anything sexually explicit. Okay, I'm gonna get back to that later, and talk about how that wording is really problematic. So the reason why they're banning porn is because even though they are making tons of money, okay, they're making tons of money. It's saying over here, um, OnlyFans brings in money hand over fist with revenue estimated to hit 2.5 billion in 2022 on total sales of 12.5 billion. So they're making tons of money, but the issue is with the banks who this stupid company wants to do business with. Sex sells clearly, but banks are conservative, and porn companies often struggle to find payment providers willing to do business with them. So that's the reason why they're banning it because it's really unfortunate that we see this pervasiveness of sex negativity in our society, and it needs to change. It absolutely needs to change. Sex negativity permeates the minds and like it infiltrates the minds of people. As I pointed out before, where you had like there were some individuals who claim they are on the left, but when it comes to attacking people in a vitriolic manner, they immediately go to sex. They immediately go to sex and how they are using the notions of sex negativity to shame people. Okay, and as I pointed out before, this happens against both men and women. Okay, not just women, but also men. But here we're seeing sex negativity really destroying the lives of sex workers right here. Um, so why is this so damaging? Why is this so disastrous? It's disastrous for a couple of reasons. Because during the COVID pandemic, and still it's still going on, is that sex workers were kind of fucked, right? No pun intended. um, Sex workers they need to work with other human beings, but with COVID going around, it's dangerous to do it, especially with lots of different people. Everyone needs to get tested, especially back in 2020 before we had the vaccine. People had to shelter in place. They had to quarantine. So OnlyFans allowed sex workers to have a source of revenue where they could work safely at home, um, while generating profit for themselves. And it also paved the way. It was a pioneer in allowing sex workers to have a sense of autonomy and taking control of their lives, of their work. And it's basically shifting the power away from the big porn companies, studios, and into the workers themselves. So this is what we're talking about when we're talking about things like communism or socialism, left progressive ideals, where we're trying to shift power and the means of production away from the elites and into the hands of the workers. And this is a great way of doing it because guess what? If you're a beautiful woman and you want to do porn, you don't have to go to a big studio to do it. You could do it at home through OnlyFans. That at least that was an option. It was an avenue. It was a pathway to doing it. And these workers were the ones who made this company successful in the first place. That's what I'm trying to say. This company does not provide any content on its own. It's not like they have their own hot women waiting to have sex or do nudes or whatever. No, they relied on their community, on their users. It's not even their community, on their users to provide the content. They simply provide a platform. Uh, but they didn't provide anything else other than the platform. And now it is throwing the people who made the company successful in the first place under the bus. And what a dumb decision this was. I showed this to my friends on Discord, and one of my friends remarked he didn't even know that OnlyFans did anything other than porn. And I I don't know what the hell they can offer besides, like, why would anyone want to do OnlyFans now if it doesn't allow porn? Okay, it's allowing nudes, but like I said, there's a problem with that. So it's saying it's not banning porn, it's banning sexually explicit conduct. Okay? Sexually explicit. Do I need to explain why this is problematic? Okay, so that is so vague. What does sexually explicit mean? It does not mean sex. It can mean pretty much anything that they interpret that they don't want. So it can mean, playing with dildos, I guess. If your legs are spread too wide, I guess that could be interpreted as sexually explicit. If you're spreading your pussy cheeks wide, I guess that counts as sexually explicit. Spreading your butt cheeks. I mean, like any kind of kinky shit. If hey, whether you're into it or not, that's what some people want to see. Okay, we'll put aside whether or not the content is what you're interested in. The point is that it is designed to be so vague that they could ban anything. So it doesn't just mean sex. Like it doesn't just mean a man and a woman having sex on camera. It can mean like just certain kinds of poses that they deem to be unacceptable. And then you could be banned for it. Um, so where do you go from here? I don't know. I would I think someone else needs to make another platform that isn't stupid like this. OnlyFans built up a user base, undeservedly so, and now they're screwing over their users. So it looks like someone else has to come in and take the reins, but then it still won't solve the problem, right? Like it could just fall into the same trap, right? Because the article points out that in the past, Patreon used to be a platform where sex workers could sell their stuff. But then Patreon did the same exact thing. They started clamping down on quote unquote, sexually explicit stuff. Um, and then OnlyFans was created. So it just turns into a vicious cycle. It's gonna keep on repeating and repeating. So what do we do? I don't know. Like the problem is with society. The banks they don't wanna do business with a porn platform. Why not? It's business. Like it's so unbelievably stupid. Um, so the only solution that I can think of is we need to fix society, okay? We need to start removing this terrible sex negativity crap in society. And the sex negativity permeates all aspects of society, and it hurts people in a capitalistic society, as we can see here, because then while you can empower workers, ultimately these platforms are going to be beholden to these banks that just don't want to have anything to do with porn. And so then they have un unjustified leverage and influence over these kinds of platforms, and that is highly problematic. Okay, so I encourage all of you, be more open, be more accepting of sex and sex work. Um, on your Twitters, just like support sex workers, share their videos, just don't give a fuck about what people think. For the longest time, I was unwilling to share porn videos, again because I was kind of concerned about, it was that mentality of like sex negativity, and like this hesitancy of, well, if I share sex work, people are going to think of me a different way. And then I realized I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about what other people think of me or whether or not I actually like beautiful women having sex. Amazing, right? We need to have that kind of mentality. We need to instill it. And we need to get away from this dark age mentality of, sex is horrible and wrong. All right? Enough of that. And fuck OnlyFans. All right, that's all I got, guys.